Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peeps that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Well, Grand Rising, everyone. Welcome to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Really excited to bring you into a thank-filled Thursday with my guest today, who's in the building with me, former State Representative Jesse Johnson and community organizer. So glad that he is here. We're going to be learning more about the pre-apprenticeship program at Federal Way High School and how he has been connected to it as an educator, ensuring that young folks understand this phenomenal pathway. But I'm also excited because this is the top of the show. So y'all are with us, and go ahead and share this show with others who you feel could benefit from our daily dose of dopeness we work to give you here on the Day with Trae. And if you can't watch our TV show, y'all know we got you covered in this modern day and age of technology. You can also find us as a podcast. Anywhere you find your favorite podcast, just search Converge Media Network and the Day with Trae. Y'all will find us there. Well, before I get into it with Jesse here today, I want to tell y'all that, you know, when I think about mentorship, there's something so special about it. And honestly, my sons have been able to have some phenomenal mentors, as I did as a young person. And I've talked about mentorship several times here on the Day with Trae because it is a phenomenal way for us to be sharing our brilliance with young people who are trying to figure out what it is they love, what they want to do, how they want to be amazing citizens in this world. And I'm so grateful because a couple weeks ago, we had a new team member join the Day with Trae. Anaya is our intern, and I'm so grateful that she's joining us. But it really is a great way for us to be intentional about opening up this space. This is truly a professional television production environment. And she has been so phenomenal and graceful to learn the ins and outs as she is getting her photography skills down and ensuring that we are not only capturing my outfits, y'all, of the day, but also really capturing the guests who are here to bring their brilliance to the show. So shout out to Anaya. Y'all will be seeing her before her internship is over. I'm looking forward to being able to interview her and talk about her experience here in the Black Media Matter studios at Converge Media. But Converge has always been really intentional and dedicated to opening up this pathway for young people to be able to be right here getting their skills. If it is writing, if it is videography, photography, being out in the field, capturing audio, understanding how to do lighting systems, we really offer a wide range of ways that young people can get their hands-on experience here because we understand the value of not only mentorship, but that hands-on opportunity so that you can see yourself in the industry. So shout out to Converge for being a leader in that way and opening up its doors to ensure young people have a way to understand how their brilliance can contribute to something pretty dope. Well, after this short break, joining me up next, we got Jesse Johnson in the building, y'all. Really excited. I'm going to be talking to him all about this amazing pre-apprenticeship program right there at a Federal Way High. Y'all don't want to miss it. Stay tuned. You're watching The Day with Trae.
Listen up, Puget Sound.
This is a call to my fellow Black business owners.
It's your girl, Vasa Gordon.
It's your boy, Eric Calligraphy, and I know times are tough out here.
Especially for our restaurants, dude. I already know you're feeling the weight.
But let me be clear. We're not going to stand by and watch our community struggle.
Here at Back to Vasa and Converge Media, we know Black businesses are the heartbeat of our community.
We bring the culture, the flavor, and the soul. And we need you to keep on thriving.
We need you. So that's why we're opening our platforms to you. Whether it's telling your story, shining a light on your challenges, grabbing resources for you to know about. Dude, we even want to help bring more customers through your doors.
Man, we got you. Are you a restaurant owner trying to keep your lights on? A new business fighting to make your mark? Whatever your story, we want to hear it and help.
In order to make that happen, we need for you to head on over to whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let us know what's happening. Let Activasa and Converge Media amplify your voice and help drive traffic to your business.
Man, don't wait. Converge Media is here to uplift Black business in the Puget Sound. So man, make sure you visit whereweconverge.com/support Black business and let's rise together.
Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWA is your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Truth Talks is the hottest streaming show on TV. Catch all the truths about pop culture to politics and today's biggest
Why
stars.
tiptoe through life?
Monday through Friday, live at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and again at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific on Fox Soul.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm Trae Holiday. Joining me right now is Jesse Johnson. What's up, Jesse?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm great.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute. I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, it's so great to have you. Now, I mean, we talk about community organizer, and it takes on so many forms. You know, as a former state representative, you were continuously organizing in community, but that started a while ago for you. Just tell us a bit about that background of being involved in community in the ways you have been.
So after graduating Federal High School, I went to the University of Washington. I always came back to the 253, Go Eagles, and help support students. And, you know, it's one of my passions. I feel like giving back, I always say you got to walk with somebody in your life, but also give back and reach back out to our young people. And so one of the things I've done is try to establish mentorship programs along the way, whether it's with our young politicians that are trying to get into that space, or in this case, our young folks that are trying to get into the trades. But we got to give back to our kids. They're our future.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I really appreciate us being able to talk a bit about the trades. You know, for my son, he had, you know, these college dreams, and then he was like, wait a minute, there's this other pathway I never really explored. Tell us a bit about how you're guiding students through the opportunities that are there for pre-apprenticeship programs.
Yeah, so our program is for juniors and seniors that are interested in direct access to trades after high school. So whether you want to be an electrician, a plumber, painter, general contractor, or some of the subcontracting jobs, we have that in our program. And so we want to guide them sort of like Running Start, but it's Running Start for the trades into that process. So getting on job site experience, classroom experience, going out and networking, and also getting mentorship opportunities. But we want it to be a space where they can learn, they can grow, they can evolve, and hopefully get some of those livable wage jobs that we see in our economy for tomorrow, and our kids today getting those skills that they can get access.
You know, it's interesting because just recently, as a part of organizing, it was like, we have to focus on trades. There was like this, you know, a lot of Black community members saying, you know, we really need our young people to understand, you know, trades, not only as a pathway for their own careers, but also that hands-on experience, us working with our hands again, so that we have that expertise within our community, right? I mean, we know it takes all kinds, but when we start thinking about building our own, what does that look like, you know, for young folks to be engaged in it? So I really appreciate this. What are some of the things that really keep you engaged with the young folks in terms of you having mentorship in your young life and now being able to do it for others?
Well, it's part of a legacy. So my dad graduated high school in the Seattle area in 1978. He went directly into the trades, painting and general contracting, and he learned it from his dad. So it's part of our history. We built this country with our hands. And so continuing that, but for a long time, we neglected, I think, a lot of that part of our history. And so when I was in high school, it was like all kids go to college or the military. And then we see that now where a lot of our kids just don't have those skill sets. We want to kind of bring that back. And I had the opportunity to serve as an apprentice in that industry when I was in college. I didn't go into it, but it taught me a lot of skills that I still use to this day. I don't got to get someone else to do some of the work at home, but still, if you want to go into a career, like we have these opportunities, and our student population should reflect that. And we should have those folks in the jobs that are building our communities. So I think, you know, a lot of the mentorship that I do is like, it's not necessarily going to be a space where you see people that look like you yet, But if we start now and build this program so that we can have more of our kids into those spaces, then they'll be able to go back and mentor other kids. So we do a lot of work with our alumni apprentices that come back and teach our kids. So I think it's really important that we have that representation.
Yeah, absolutely. And you're so right. And I'm glad that y'all do tackle the fact that, you know, a lot of times they're the only ones on these job sites. And there is a racist nature. And I've heard this many, many times of, you know, young folks from the global majority or even older folks from the global majority experiencing that kind of, you know, discrimination on the job site. So I love that you're being able to prepare them for that, but also too, that they're seeing folks like them doing this. And there's some stigma here, right? Like college is the #1 route in trade. Sure, it's like a secondary route. How are y'all dealing with, you know, really dismantling that narrative?
Well, part of it is showing them that these jobs are lucrative, right? So we just had an apprentice last year, a young brother named Colfax from Federal Way High School. And he's now, summer after he graduated, did an internship with the Carpenters Union. And he's now making $37 an hour right out of high school, right? Another young woman now with a roofing company, doing the same thing. So these kids can get these jobs right out of high school, and they're looking for our kids, right? We need more young women, more young men of color. And so our high school, Federal High School, being one of the most diverse in the state and the country, we are the perfect space to create that pipeline for our kids. And so that's why we're starting there. But I think it's really important, again, to go back to the representation piece. And my dad, 45 years later now, is starting his own company, but he's been in the industry for obviously a long time. And what he's seen is if we get more of our kids coming back to work with the kids now, so some of our alumni or graduates, then it's going to create a safe landing zone when they go onto the job site and they see more of us that are out there.
Yeah, but it takes this level of intentionality. So I'm so glad that you're bringing your brilliance to this effort, because also, you know, we dealt with some folks and it's like, yeah, we want to get you in, but they don't see themselves there yet. So I think that is very vital here, especially for those who are like, man, I'm telling you, I'm making, you know, to tell somebody I'm making $37 an hour out of high school, that alone is a draw factor, right? There's something that's attractive to young people in that realm. And, you know, my son graduated from Federal Way High just last year. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, for him, he was like, man, maybe I should look into the trades. And I love that he was able to take some time to kind of explore what pathway he's going to go. But it's exactly examples like that that really help to anchor it. In terms of the growth of this, you know, part of this is them knowing that it exists. How are other schools maybe taking on from the example that Federal Way High is setting? Are y'all able to kind of share the impact of this program with other schools?
We are. So one of the things we do in Federal Way every year is a STEAM event. So science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And all of the schools come together and kind of learn from other schools. And we have our apprentices doing the work that they do in their program at the STEAM night. And they also do it at lunches. So they do little experiments with construction, welding, sheetrock, masonry, tile, like they do it all. And they show other kids what they're working on. We also partner with Habitat for Humanity. So they're building tiny homes at Federal Way High School in the back lot. So it's really cool to see like these homes actually existing physically on our high school campus for other folks in community to see. We're going to be creating a documentary this year, working with Vault 89 Ventures and Doug Baldwin. He just came to Federal Way High School a few weeks ago. He's coming back and trying to raise the profile, right? Creating this documentary to show it to other school districts on how this example can be taken, and it's a blueprint for other districts.
Man, y'all are doing some great work. And I tell you, as a Federal Way homeowner, I am proud to say that y'all are really modeling the way, exemplifying it for others to learn from. When you think about ways that folks can support, I want you to be able to look right here into this camera. Let them know why they need to be paying attention to the example that Federal Way High is setting and how they maybe can support.
So, everyone in community, like if you work in the trades, we want more mentors, more folks that are currently in the trades coming back to work with our kids. Again, that representation piece, representation matters. But also just in general, if you're a parent and you see, like I have a 3.5-year-old boy, and I already see he likes working with his hands. Like he's hammering, he's doing all these things. He's at Pacific Science Center using the drill. If you see that skill set already, like think about getting into a program like this. Like, college isn't for everyone, but also trades are lucrative. It's a successful career where you can make a livable wage, you can grow and expand, you can provide for your family, and you can provide a legacy. And so I think it's super important as a parent, a new parent, to see these skills in my own kids, and it's going to help me be able to, grow the program and support other parents that are trying to get their kids into this program. So it's federalwaypublicschools.org/career and technical education /pre-apprenticeship program. We have videos on there of kids doing this work. There's a big event coming up on April 24th at the ShowWare Center where you can send your kids to look at these programs. So again, if you're a parent, get your kids thinking about the trades.
Wow. Jesse, thanks so much for your leadership and mentorship and your organizing around this. I'm looking forward to staying connected, and please know the Day with Trae is always here for y'all as you have other events or other announcements you like to make. I love to stay connected.
Thank you. Appreciate
Absolutely. It. Wow, y'all, what a way to learn more and get involved and get engaged. I get to wrap all of this up right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching the Day with Trae.
Getting the scholarship really changed the conversation. It went from, I can do school in my free time and make it work, to I could only focus on school, and I can be the best I can be every single day. I can soak up everything. I can read before class and make sure I'm not just learning enough to pass a test. I could really pour all my time into school. That's what having a Seattle College Foundation Scholarship did for me.
My hair is definitely unique in the rodeo industry, and not a lot of girls wear their natural hairstyle. And since I do, it makes it a lot harder to find equipment that fits my head the right way. When I speak about being unique, that's what I mean is, why should we have to change our hairstyle for safety maybe? Why can't they create something for us to be ourselves in and still be safe on the trails? You don't have to change the way you look because you're beautiful the way you are.
Here on Back to Basa, it's always been important to me that we uplift stories from across the region, and that no matter where you live in the nation, you never have to miss a moment of the show as we continue to highlight the beauty, excellence, and resilience of our communities across the Pacific Northwest. Why? Because representation matters. So no matter where you live, be it the Central District or Centralia, Portland or Pullman, or anywhere across the country, I encourage you to join me on this Back to Basa journey by downloading the free Fox Local app on your phone or smart TV as we continue to elevate the very best in our communities. Empowering the community one connection at a time. ConnectWA is your partner in finding the support you need. Download the app today and experience the difference that a connected community can make. Learn more at eec-wa.org/connectwa-app.
Welcome back, y'all, to the Day with Trae. I'm your host, Trae Holiday. Huge shout out to my guest today, Jesse Johnson, for paving the way out there at Federal Way High School with this amazing pre-apprenticeship program. And you heard it directly from him that there is some serious impact and serious cash that these young people are making when they take a chance on themselves in these amazing programs and giving themselves a leg up right after high school, being able to make a direct livable wage income. And in most cases, that is above area median income. So it's really beautiful to hear that these pathways exist. And if you are someone who is in the trades, who has that experience, maybe you're retired, but you want to come back and create, some mentorship opportunities, please make sure you're tapping in with Federal Way High School and this amazing pathway that they are creating and carving out for students. Really exciting for me because I'm telling y'all, Federal Way High is doing some big things, and it's great to see that other schools are going to be able to benefit from the model that they are creating. I also just want to tell y'all, I'm inspired. I hope you're inspired too. When you're inspired, you do something, and there's ways for you to see yourself as a part of the solution, as Jesse has shown us here today. So take that inspiration with you and do something about it. Do something with it. Get engaged, get involved. We need you and your brilliance as well. Thanks so much for watching today. I'll be back with y'all tomorrow to wrap up the week. And until then, at 11 a.m., y'all, peace.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media. Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.